All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well and that teach well while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere in your children, and shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants scattered abroad the four winds of the earth, shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, it's going to be, a little update video of things that are basically taking place as far as with World War III. It's just going to be a quick news update. And as you can see, I got another video here from NY Prepper. And as you can see from the title, I'm going to read it. It says, Red Alert, Trump to send U.S. military to Ukraine, right? Trump deploys warships to Venezuela. So mind you, you got all of these things happening right at the time where Donald Trump and Putin allegedly just had this so-called peace deal to sit down maybe about 2-3 days ago. So like I said, we told you that whole peace deal that they were negotiating and talking about, that ultimately it was going to fail, man. And the reason we knew that it was going to fail is because that's not going according to prophecy, man. We know that the Lord is coming to bring destruction, man, not coming to bring, any good times or any peace in these things in which it is that these leaders are ultimately trying to go about speaking of and thinking that they're going to bring to fruition. That's not what's going to come to pass. What's coming is the Lord is going to bring this third world war into play because it's a part of prophecy. So it will come to pass. And that's what's going to come, and nobody's going to stop it. Not Donald Trump and his peace deals and what he's talking about, and not anybody else, man. You see, it tells you that the counsel of the Lord shall stand. And that's talking about these prophecies, man. They're going to come to pass. You see, so no matter what it is that these nations are speaking of, if it don't go according to prophecy, it's not going to stand at the end of the day. And like I said, we're living in a time of war. So that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to come. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, right? And I'm going to start at verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens, man. Right? Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Right? Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Right? Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate and a time of war and a time of peace. You see, and that's what time we're ultimately in, war, man. So that's why no matter what it is that these leaders like Trump and Putin or anybody else try to discuss, it's not going to happen, man. Peace is not coming. And we know what the scripture said about peace. Because here it is, just 2 days ago, Putin and Trump was having a so-called ceasefire negotiation in Alaska that took place. And now you got Trump sending military aircraft carrier ships to Venezuela. And you got him now talking about sending American soldiers to Ukraine. So all of these things have quickly turned and went left, man, from the last time him and Putin just had this cease deal. Negotiation. You got things really heating up, man. And that's because it's the will of the Heavenly Father, man, to bring these things to pass. So they're all going to come to play very soon, man. You see, all of these prophecies will, take place as it tells you in the scriptures. I'm going to grab that. This is Isaiah, right? Chapter 55, verse 11. And I'm going to read it in the KJV. It says, so shall my word. What is the word of the Lord? The prophecies. World War III is a part of prophecy. It said, be that goeth forth out of my mouth, right? It shall not return unto me void, meaning empty, man, right? But it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So like I said, everything is going to happen at an appointed time, but it will come to pass, you see? So we're going to get into this video, and we're just going to listen to basically what it is that the guy is saying of what's ultimately taking place as of this moment. But yeah, things are heating up, man. You see, and all of this does is prove that we're closer to these things coming to pass, which is wonderful. You see. So fair use under 1976 Copyright Act. Not getting paid for this video. Educational purposes only.
and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 1300 Eastern time here in the United States. I wanted to update you guys on the situation with Ukraine and Russia and the Putin and Trump-Zelensky meeting and the possibilities for peace. I wanted to summarize everything that happened yesterday when...
Right, and you heard what he said, peace. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So like I said, man, right when these leaders are talking about peace and bringing that about, then guess what? You having things increase. And mind you, you just had Iran came out that I did a video on yesterday of them actually threatening to, bomb American cities. So like I said, peace is not coming. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is cranking things up. Things are escalating, man. You see?
Zelensky showed up to the White House along with all the major European leaders. Also, we have some other breaking news coming in from other parts of the world, and I want to update you on Hurricane Erin. So we're now hearing that the U.S. is going to be deploying 3 destroyers, USS Samson, USS Gravely, and USS Jason Dunham, to the southern Caribbean off the coast of Venezuela, with them expected to arrive in the area.
Right, and we know why America is doing that. Because if you brothers and sisters been paying attention to everything that's going on, you got Russia that allegedly, I believe they said maybe some few months back that Russia has sent some of their ICBM nuclear missiles to Venezuela, because we know Venezuela is an ally with Russia. So it's no coincidence that, like I said, Vladimir Putin and Trump just had this ceasefire negotiation. Now you got Trump sending 3 U.S. aircraft carriers, you see, destroyers or their ships, off of the coast of Venezuela, man. That's no coincidence they're doing this, man. Like I said, all of these nations are putting all of their pieces to the puzzle in play. And the Lord is allowing them to do these things because, like I said, hey, World War III is going to happen, man. Right? It's going to take place. And we seeing everything lead up to it occurring, right? So, yeah, that's what time of season we're in, man. And that's what's going to come, right? So I'm actually grabbed this precept right here that I got as well. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, KJV. It said, the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, man. You see, and that's what they're preparing for, the third world's war, man, which is going to come, right? That's what they're preparing for. That's what everybody is getting their military defenses ready. You see, you got so many of these different nations talking about war, whether it's America, whether it's Russia, whether it's China, whether it's Iran, whether it's those Amalekites over there in the land. Just everybody, man. That's what's on their mind. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has that spirit of war in these leaders' mind, man. You see, because he controls the minds of the leaders, right? Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart, meaning his mind, is in the hands of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is the one controlling the minds of these leaders, man, allowing them and making them do the things that they're doing, making them put everything in place the way that they're doing it. It's not them that's doing these things, right? And like I said, it's all going according to prophecy for the Lord's will to be done and to be fulfilled, man. All right. So, yeah, get back into this video.
Within the next 24 hours, as part of a naval task force recently deployed to the Southern Caribbean Sea, which includes the Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group and several P-8 Poseidon sub-hunters, meant to combat drug trafficking by narco cartels in Latin America. So this is huge news, guys. 3 Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers.
Right, and that just goes to show you that Esau is the devil. This man always going to lie. So here it is, he's sending these destroyers, and he telling you that he's using them to fight drug cartels. This man doesn't need 3, military destroyers sent to Venezuela's, coast to fight off drug traffickers, man. They're not going to send that much artillery for no cartel, man. You see, that's why you got to know the scriptures, because you can't believe everything this man tells you, because like I said, he wants these people here in America to be simple. He wants them to believe everything that he says, which is lies. We know why these devils are moving everything and putting it all in place, because like I just read, World War III is coming quickly. So that's what they're preparing and setting everything up for, man. That's why it's happening. You see, not for no damn cartel.
Have been deployed off the coast of Venezuela and into the southern Caribbean. So from what I'm hearing is these are Aegis destroyers, but depending on what kind of missiles they have, they could either be defensive or offensive warships or both. It sounds to me like these are probably going to be offensive. I don't see why they would deploy missile defense warships off the coast of Venezuela unless there's Russian missiles in Venezuela.
Right? Yeah, I just heard what he said. And I literally just said that because if you've been watching this thing, you see, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you hopeful like brothers and sisters have been watching, keeping up with the news. But you had Russia, you see, I believe it was sometime in 2023, maybe 2024. But they said that Russia has sent some ICBM missiles to Venezuela, man. You see? So it's not far-fetched that Venezuela might be in possession of some Russian missiles. And that's why America is sending those destroyers there, man. You see? So like I said, everything is being put in place for the Third World War. You see? That's what everything is being set in place for, man. Right? Not for no cartels, not for no, to survey the ocean and to take pictures, all of that other different stuff that they saying, man. No, it's all to bring forward prophecy, man.
And they're setting up those Aegis destroyers there to protect the U.S. Gulf Coast. So a massive deployment. We're hearing also 4,000 Marines will be deployed with those 3 Arleigh Burke class guided missile.
And yeah, like you just said, they're sending 4,000 Marine soldiers to, basically to be on these destroyers. Like I said, they're not going to do that for the cartel, man. Right? They know what's coming. You see?
Destroyers. Now, these Arleigh Burke class destroyers can carry the SM-3 interceptor missiles. They can also carry Tomahawk missiles. So depending on how they're loaded out will determine, are they offensive, defensive? Typically, they carry a mix of both. In this situation, I would imagine mostly offensive, but we'll have to wait and see. This is very, very serious. It does appear that the U.S. is preparing for something in Latin America. Either they're going to be striking the cartels or potentially Venezuela has some missile systems that they're going to launch at the U.S., possibly in retaliation for any kind of strikes on their territory. And the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov refused to commit to a meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky following yesterday's meeting at the White House between Zelensky and U.S. President Donald Trump. So far, the Kremlin has only said it is prepared to raise the level of the delegation it sends to negotiate with Putin, but refused to say if Putin is prepared to meet Zelensky. So we're getting conflicting information, okay? So
right, you see, and you just heard what it is the guy said. They're getting conflicting information, so that basically means that, every time that they're trying to ultimately put together this peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, it ultimately fails, man. And like I said, that's because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is not bringing peace, man. You see, the Lord is the one that's controlling everything that is happening. And if it's not going according to his will, it's not going to stand, man. You see, so there won't be any peace between Russia and Ukraine. There won't be any peace between America and Russia. You see, that's not what's going to come. What's coming is, like I said, war, man. And it's fastly approaching. So, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Abaratazai, be edifying. Like I said, just a little quick hit of things that are basically taking place. You see, things are getting heated up. Things are getting intense. Things are moving. You see, and we know that everything is going to come, man, very soon. So, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.